Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I decided to sit down and create a makeup look using one of the many palettes that I have purchased within the last 2 months. I've kind of went on a little bit of a spree purchasing palettes, and I decided to start all of this off using the most basic palette of them all. And by basic, I mean basic in a good way. So today's palette of choice is none other than the ColourPop Nude Mood palette, and this is just what it looks like. First of all, can we talk about the packaging? You guys see the roses on this packaging. I think it is super gorgeous. I am super obsessed with just the look of this palette alone. And then of course, when you open it up, you have your beautiful nude warm tone shades. And I think it's just so gorgeous. Definitely my type of palette, gravitated towards it instantly, and I can't wait to create something beautiful with this. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. We'll see how that goes. Super simple, super soft and nude, and I'm just all here for it. So this is basically what today's video is about, just using this palette. I am going to do my entire face on camera, of course. As always, if you guys like the video, definitely make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, before we begin today's tutorial, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click that little bell so you can be notified every single time that I upload. And with that, we are going to zoom you in just a little bit closer and get started on this makeup look. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the eyeshadow. Today's look is going to be super simple but beautiful. So I'm going to grab Bare to Wear, which is like this nude shade right here, and then All Natural, which is a little bit deeper. I'm going to mix the two of them together and kind of build that up in my crease as well as my outer corner. I have not used this palette yet. Super new, so hoping for some good color payoff. Definitely very my skin tone, like it's slightly deeper but not too much deeper than my natural skin tone, but I feel like if I build this color up, it would be perfect. And I am using a Morphe M441 to do this, tapping it on my outer corner and then just kind of blending it upwards. Now I'm just going to take All Natural, which is this one, and just tap that and just really focus this color because this is the darker shade of the two. And I want to build it up. So I feel by doing that, I can build up the pigmentation of the shadow better. I feel like All Natural is like a perfect tone of a shade to just like pop in your crease area if you wanted to go for more of like a natural look and just to have like a little something in your crease. Normally people would use bronzer or contour. I think this is the perfect shade to do something like that with. Now I'm gonna grab a light amount of Moody, not too much because I don't know how deep this color actually is, and I'm using a JH40 brush. And I'm going to run that on the outer portion of my eye. I don't want to deepen this look too much, so I'm being very light-handed with it because it does look like it has a lot of pigment. And if I build this up too much, I might go overboard. So being careful to be light-handed and not take too much of this shadow. I'm just running this on the outer portion of my eye. Now I'm going to go back in with that first blending brush, grab a little bit of Bare to Wear, which again is this lighter shade right here. And I'm just going to use that to dust in the crease and mainly on that outer corner area where we put that darker shade just to lighten it a little bit and diffuse it. Whenever you use a darker shadow, if you take a lighter shadow on the edges of it, you can definitely diffuse it out and just make it blend better. So that's what I'm doing. So that's exactly what I wanted, just very nice and soft. Now I'm gonna grab Wink Wink, which is the champagne shimmer here. Of course, I'm gonna spray my brush, but first I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the product, and then I'm gonna put that on the inner part of my lid. So I'm just lightly pressing this shadow down, not in no specific or particular way. And now I'm gonna smooth it out little by little. and just kind of create that cut crease using the shadow instead of using concealer and then having to go back in with the shimmer. You just do it all in one step. Now that we have that nice, beautiful champagne shimmer, I'm gonna go back into All Natural first. And I'm just gonna buff and blend that right here, just to interlock and mix the shimmer shadow with the matte shadows. And I'm also taking it in my crease up here as well. Now I'm gonna go back in with just a little bit more of this one right here, which is Moody. And again, just lightly tap, diffuse right in here. And just really focus it on the outer portion of the lid only. I'm not bringing it into the crease. I just want to be sure that my shimmer shade and the matte shades are fully blended. I don't know why, but a part of me wants to add a little bit of the cocoa. As you guys can see, it has kind of like a reflective shimmer or glitter in it, but I don't think that it'll be too intense to where like it shows. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this on the JH40 brush and brush this against my lower lash line in that outer crease area as well. I don't know why, but I'm feeling the need to do this. I'm not trying to create or make it too smoky. I don't know. And for the sake of playing in the palette, you know, why not grab another shadow? So if you wanted to, you could definitely do winged liner. I'm not going to do any winged liner. I am going to line my lids, but I'm not going to wing it out just for the sake of the lashes. That way they're a little bit more, how would you say it? Like they look more natural that way when you do like a very, very thin line. So I am going to do that off camera, apply my lashes, zoom you guys out just a little bit, and we can get started on the base makeup and finish up this look. Now I'm going to go in with primer, and of course I'm just going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I actually got a big size of this, which I'm super excited about. So I did pick up the full size because, as you guys can see, girl is running low on this. So I like to focus this primer on the center of my face, and then whatever is remaining I just kind of smooth down to the perimeter of it. But my main focus is like the center of my face, especially right in this area because that's where my pores are. And then you guys know I'm going to go in with my Holy Grail powder. This is the Maybelline Fit Me in light medium. So we're just going to use a little bit of that and just set our primer down. And no, this is not going to make your makeup cakey. In fact, I find that it makes your makeup last longer. You're just eliminating those initial oils on your face, which allows the foundation to last longer. You know what I mean? Because you're going to get oily regardless. Like, oils produce. You can't necessarily stop that. You're just prolonging it or minimizing the amount, if that makes sense. And then for foundation, I'm just going to grab this Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. And this is in the shade Golden Doré. And I'm just going to grab about 2 pumps of this. And then, of course, dot it on my face. And then blend it in with my sponge. So now I'm just going to blend this in. This is the Juno & Co. sponge. I have 2 different Juno & Co. sponges. And they're the same texture kind of, but the shape of it is definitely different. Well, they're not exactly the same texture. It's like 2 different kinds, like I said to begin with. But this one in specific is my favorite out of the 2. It's like more similar to the Beauty Blender. The other one is definitely kind of like identical to the Morphe sponge as far as like shape, but definitely not the feel of it. But this one is my favorite out of the 2. Then for concealer, I'm going to grab my Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer. And this is in the shade Warm Sand, which is the lighter of the 2 shades that I own. And I'm going to place this underneath my eye as I normally would. This concealer is more of a brightening concealer. And I don't know if you guys have seen my previous video where I was saying I wanted to get more brightening concealers. But this one is definitely one of those. So while that sits and gets a little tacky, I am going to go in with a little bit of cream contour. I have not cream contoured in a while, and I'm kind of feeling the need to kind of do it. So I'm going to use the makeup, what is this? Wet n Wild, sorry, makeup stick, which is their contour stick. And I'm just going to take that on the same sponge and just kind of brush it at the bottom and just tap this into the hollows of my cheeks, just to create a little bit of definition and, you know, contour a little bit, but not too much, just a little bit, just to give a little bit of color to the skin and just to allow that concealer to kind of get tacky. Now it's time to blend out our concealer, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that as well, and I will probably speed this part up. To set underneath our eyes and all of our concealer, we're just going to take the Milk Makeup translucent medium setting powder. This powder definitely does a really good job with like making your pores almost seamless, but minimizing them for sure. Now to set the cream contour, I am going to be using the Pretty Vulgar. This is the Bronzed Bee bronzer in Bronze Mannequin. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that and set my cream contour. So all I really needed was a little bit, because a little bit does go a very long way. Now I'm going to grab my continuous setting mist, spray my sponge, and then tap this into my skin just to melt all those powders that we used just into the skin and just set it down. I feel like with just doing this and not necessarily spraying your face straight on, definitely helps with your makeup. Honestly, I prefer to set my makeup spraying my sponge now versus spraying my face, which is why you guys have not seen me like use setting spray from the can to my face. It's always on the sponge and then onto the skin. So I'm just using now a little bit of the Hoola Benefit bronzer just to kind of contour my nose a little bit. You guys know I'm not a pro at this, but do what I can, and not all bronzers work for me. And then I also take this underneath my lip as well, just to create a little bit of definition down there. We are almost done, you guys, almost so close to the finish line. Now I'm gonna just do a little bit of brow hairs in the front of my brow. I'm gonna use this. This is from Brow Bar. I received it in a BoxyCharm. This is a True Glam Brow Makeover Kit. I'm gonna use this dark brown shade right here, which, as you guys can tell, I've dipped in quite a few times. And I'm gonna take the little mini brush that comes on the Benefit, what is this? Their Cabrow. I'm gonna take the little brush from that, dip that into the powder, and then I'm gonna use my smaller mirror to create brow strokes in the front just to frame my brow a little bit. Now for blush and highlight and all that good stuff, I'm gonna use this Sephora palette. This is their blush palette, but I think I could use this shade right here. It's kind of golden champagne-y as like a highlight, so we'll see. But the first thing I wanna do is, of course, apply my blush. I'm going to use this bright pink one over here. It's kind of like a dusty pink actually. And I'm just going to use that and diffuse it on my cheeks. Now for highlight, I am going to try and use this shade over here. If it does not work out, we will use a different one. I don't seem to be getting much pigment on the brush, but let's see. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Very natural and just like a glow from within. Very pretty. I'm just going to put this on my cheekbones, across my nose. That highlight or blush or whatever it's supposed to be kind of gives you like that wet look, and I really, really like it. I do want to see how it performs in my inner corner, so I'm just going to grab a little detailed brush I'm gonna pop this in my inner corner as well. I am super, super obsessed with that highlight. Or blush, whatever it is in the Sephora palette, you guys gotta get that, because do you guys see this? It looks like my skin is glowing. I just really like it. So I almost forgot about my under eye. I'm gonna use Moody, and I'm gonna push this up against my lower lash line. So using Moody, I'm just gonna use that halfway underneath my bottom lash line, just go to the middle of my eye and back out to the outer corner, just to kind of pinch that outer corner a little bit and just deepen it up just slightly. And then I'm gonna take All Natural with a little bit of Bare to Wear and just smoke out the rest of my under eye. For eyeliner today, I'm going to go in with the tried and true LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner. But again, I use this one as an eyeliner specifically, and this is in the shade Nude. Then real quickly, coating my lashes with a little bit of mascara. This is the Maybelline Lash Discovery mascara, and I really love the wand on this. It's just super tiny and gets very precise underneath my lashes, or on my lashes, however you guys want to say it. But it's just a really good mascara, and I've seen a lot of people dupe it to the MAC mascara. So to finish this look off, I feel like it's only right to pair these nude eyes with a nude lip. Call me crazy, but you guys know I love me a nude lip, and I feel like this is the most perfect occasion. So I'm just going to go in with my Makeup Forever Professionals Artist Color Pencil, and this is in Wherever Walnut. I'm just going to use this to line my lips. And then I'm going to use the L'Oreal Lippy in Sweet Tooth, and this is their Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick. And I love the way this smells. Okay, beauties, so this is the finished and final look. I'm super happy with it, and I feel really good about it. Honestly, this palette was so easy to work with. I know people are just like, oh, another nude palette, who needs that? But honestly, everybody can use a little upgrade every now and then, and this definitely is my upgrade. It will definitely be on my vanity table, just sitting here for the days when I want to do my makeup but not do nothing too intense or think too hard about what I want to do. This is just perfect for like that everyday look. It created such a beautiful soft glam, so if you're in school, for prom, whatever, definitely can use this palette for something super soft and just glam. I really, really love the way that the makeup turned out. It was just really easy to use. So I highly, highly recommend this palette, and it's affordable. So who doesn't like affordable? Also, I do want to mention really quickly this little blush palette right here from Sephora. I've used this before. I've used 2 other shades, but never did I use this one that I used today, which is in fact a blush. But to me, I feel like it's more like a highlighter. It gives that natural wet look to the face, and your face just looks super glowy, and it's like beaming, but not overly beaming, if that makes sense. But I'm super obsessed with it. I'm happy that I pulled this out to use in today's video. This would not be a video without me messing up, but you guys get what I'm saying. I'm happy that I pulled this palette out and I used it in today's video because I'm obsessed with this now. It's probably going to be my favorite go-to highlight, but I feel like with the highlighter and the eyeshadow palette together in combination with one another, they just really balance each other out, and one doesn't outshine the other. So with that being said, I don't have anything else to say other than if you are going to buy the palette, definitely let me know down below in the comment section. Also, if you have the palette, let me know if you love it just as much as I love it. And I will see you guys super soon in the next video or vlog, whichever one comes first.